By the time this video is uploaded, I have already finished with my vacation, but even with this vacation and by the time I've recorded this whole thing, that still isn't going to stop me from reviewing. Sure, it may be a long while till I actually get around to editing it, but I'm still pumping this review out either way. Yesterday is a 2019 British film that was directed by the same guy that directed the Oscar-winning Slumdog Millionaire. And the tale of this one is about a struggling musician named Jack who decides to stop performing, especially with no one listening to his music. But one night, a mysterious power outage that takes out every power in the world happens. Jack gets into an accident and wakes up as the power turns back on to find out that nobody knows who the Beatles are or are familiar with their music. And in his struggling search to find anybody who even knows about it, he decides to get the idea to do all their music about the Beatles and dive it into his career, which goes off with a booming success. But at what cost? Will the real Beatles appear out of nowhere? Will our lead become the cliche band movies that are ever so familiar in Hollywood, like Gem? Yeah, anyone remember Gem? Well, quick answer to that, no. But here's what I can tell you about this. The main lead not only is a great cast choice for it, but he is very entertaining. I loved his delivery, and his performance of the music is really amazing. And to be truthfully honest, the cover of these timeless Beatles music are really magnificent. I love them, and they even shoot some subtle nods to like certain behind-the-scenes scenarios that happened with these said songs. Like, for example, like the whole Hey Jude, Hey Dude situation, which I'm not going to get into because it's a bit complicated, but they really picked themselves a great selection of music to cover, but also some of the side characters are really magnificent. The editing is another good thing. I love how stylish the movie looks. Some movies go for basic, but then there are some of those movies that really go all out with their visuals. And there's a certain, like, montage that happens in the middle of the movie, which I want to tell you guys, but I can't give it away, even with the mixed reviews that the movie is garnering from critics. But either way, I like it. Yesterday just has that little subtle tongue-in-cheek reference that any Beatles fan can really enjoy out of it. I have seen, like, few people that go to this and come out of it saying, you know something? That was actually pretty fun. I really enjoyed it. And that's how best to describe this movie, is enjoyable. But yesterday is pretty awesome. It may not win some Oscars here and there, especially if it's not released on Oscar bait season, but you don't know until you find out. But in the end, I've loved the film, the actor, the side characters, editing, visuals, the little tongue-in-cheek references to the Beatles itself. It's definitely one of those movies that I will potentially watch on HBO again, and then maybe a few years later, but questionable on owning it physically. So, in that end, good time alcohol required. But I would like to hear from you guys. Yesterday, have you seen it? What'd you think about it? Whatever your thoughts are, comment below, let me know. And if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, just click around these end slates here if I remember to do so if you want to see more. And as always, I'm the Fred Guy, and I'll see you guys for the next movie.